I'm joined with Tom Keane, Director of Ethos.
Morning, Kirsty.
Good morning and thanks for joining us today. Could you start by telling us about Ethos?
Yeah, ethos, the clue's in the name. It's about the characteristic of an individual or an organisation. And we help companies to understand what their ethos is. What is that characteristic they have in their organisation? We do safety culture surveys, we do organisational surveys. To do that, we believe there's three interrelated aspects that we look at. One is the psychological aspects, the other one is the behavioural aspects, and the other one is the organisational aspects. And this helps us to assess the type and style of culture they have and the maturity of that culture. And we help that culture to mature and grow into a culture of success.
And you use a concept called language of risk, which is incorporated in your training. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, it's one of our foundation courses. We believe that everything else comes out from that. So if you're doing a risk assessment, or if you're doing a toolbox talk, or dynamic risk assessments, or indeed if you go onto an after action review, or even go onto incident investigation, all of those need to have real clarity around the language of risk. Unfortunately, over the years within the industry, that language has been confused and it causes confusion rather than clarity. So what we do is we bring clarity to that language. We get people to understand what we mean by hazard, what do we mean by risk, what do we mean by controls, and what are the most effective controls and what's the weakest controls.
And as well as language of risk, what other products do you offer?
Well, we offer many, and they're linked to that language of risk. So we will offer the safety leadership training. We offer incident investigation training. I mentioned already task risk assessment training. As well as the task risk assessment training, we also do operational risk assessment training. In a worst case scenario, sometimes things go wrong. And how do you respond when something goes wrong? So we also provide emergency response training. We have an emergency response simulator in Montrose. And what's different significantly to what we do to what other organisations do is that we actually coach people in emergency response. It's not about training. We believe people have had plenty of training. What we do is we come alongside and coach them as opposed to train them.
And finally, how do you believe you create a culture of success?
We believe the main thing is to engage with people. And as we engage with people, we empower them. There's lots of evidence that shows that the most successful companies are the ones that engage and empower the people that work for them. And we believe that the potential for greatness sits within people. And what leaders need to do is know how to unlock that greatness. And that's not just greatness for the individual, but greatness for the company as well. So we do that through a coaching style. In all our training, in all our coaching, we do it in a way that empowers and engages.